final act tonight. Yeah, he's come all the way over from Cheltenham. I've worked with him a number of times. He's great. He's funny. His name is Joe Taylor Mills. What's his name? Joe Taylor Mills. You're going out on the phone at the point of doing a big build-up. He will rip. This is none again.
None taken.
Right, okay. Let's all shout, let's all shout, let's all scream. Let's give an applause for Joe Taylor Mills,
Hello, Whitney, are you well? You're not well, you're fucking weird. No, are you? Like, for a start off, I feel like I'm fucking surrounded. That's weird. And no, it's lovely to do a gig where 2/3 of the gig is the stage. It's nice to really be able to thrust at you. That's what I really want when I'm doing a gig. Still not that, but no, because I thought Whitney's lovely. Sean asked me to do it, and I said, oh yeah, that's lovely. Whitney's pretty normal, isn't it? They're all quite straight-laced. And like, I'm from Cheltenham, right, which is about as ethnically diverse as the Antarctic. But still more ethnically diverse than this room. Fuck me. What the fuck? It's like I'm at a rally. Jesus. I was going to wear a hoodie tonight. I'm glad I didn't. Still not the weirdest, because I love this, because I get to go around the country, I get to do gigs in weird and wonderful places for lovely people. But sometimes that's fucking shit. Because I have to go to places like Crayley Heath. Oh, of course you're from fucking Crayley Heath. No, shut the fuck up. No, I called it as soon as I fucking looked at you. Right, so I'll tell you what happened when I went to Crayley Heath. No. So what happened when I went to Crayley Heath was I went to the weirdest gig I've ever been to. And I knew it was going to be a weird gig when, in the car park, on the way into the gig, I was offered meat from a carrier bag. And the guy was genuinely upset when I said no. What he actually said was, "This is bacon and chicken!" Yeah, you fucking know it. Right. That's a spot on accent as well. Like, the only real difference is I've got all my teeth. Of him, he was clearly on quite a lot of meth. I don't know if you've seen Tiger King, but he was like the Tiger King of the West Midlands. So I said, it's just like the best keepers out of the fridge, is it? Like bacon and chicken. Like, throw some prawns in there, and we've got a salmonella paella. Or, of course, as the Spanish say, a salmonella paella. Fuck off. I gave myself 5 minutes off after I wrote salmonella paella. I am so proud of that. It never gets anything, but I love it. It's staying in. But yeah, so my name is Joe Taylor Mills. Hello. I'm what happens if you feed a depressed gremlin after midnight. And like, medically speaking, right? Because I've got the big two. I've got anxiety and depression. Oh, I know. Give me a cheer if you're rocking some mental health issues. Yeah. Obviously. No. Really, you're hard to live with. Who could have thought? So we got to. But for those of you who don't know, right? So for those of you who aren't carrying that lovely burden. Having anxiety and depression, it's like being trapped in a room with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. They're both awful, they're both liars, but you grew up with one of them, so you give them a little bit more leeway, don't you? That's what it is. Like, he's a prick. Like, Johnny Depression is a prick. Fuck off, Johnny Depression is really good as well. Johnny Depression, he's a prick, but you came up together. He didn't just turn up around the same time as Aquaman. it's horrible, because you wake up with Johnny, and do you remember the 90s when that used to be good and not a threat? Do you remember? I don't care what you do in Leicester or wherever the same This can take 20 minutes or it can take an hour. And I'm going to say every word, and it's entirely up to you how long it takes. So, you wake up with Johnny. Yes. And that's great, but then Amber comes along, and Amber's given you 4 cups of coffee in about 20 minutes. Yeah. And so what happens is your brain kind of goes wired, and they cancel each other out. And it's like you become a superhero. Time slows down. It's like you can dance through raindrops. You can see the Matrix. You can do things. Like have a shower. Get out of bed. And that feeling of immortality lasts for 79 minutes. And then the rest of the day is just spent with Johnny. Everywhere you go, everything you do. Just walking down the street, having a lovely time. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, the children are playing, but you'll never have them. Why? Because of generational trauma. The cycle has to stop somewhere. And that's even worse when Amber pops up for a cameo every so often. It's like, the sun is shining, the birds are singing, the children are playing. There's a lovely bus, watch out for the bus, no, step in front of the bus. What the fuck? Like, normally you have a good angel and a bad demon. This is just 2 shit actors on coke. And that's exhausting all day. You're doing that. All day! And then you finally get the chance to go to bed. And it's lovely. And that's when Amber puts you to sleep. That's when Amber comes along. And you're all tucked up and you're getting ready to go to lovely sleep. And finally, you're going to have a lovely sleep and you don't have to listen to Johnny anymore. And you're going to have a lovely sleep. And do you remember that time when, during foreplay, you looked a woman in the eye and said, "Whoopsie daisy"? And do you remember she went as dry as a bone? Do you remember that? Do you remember that? And do you remember that at the time? Because immediately, of course, you start remembering all the others. Because don't you? That's how it works. And she reminds you of all the other. Do you remember the time with your second girlfriend? When she looked at you mid-coitus and she said, "Do you think we should see other people?" And you said, "Well, I'm already thinking of other people, so we're halfway there." And then that's sleep done for you, isn't it? And that's crazy. Because when you're a teenager, right? So I've had like this since I was a teenager. And I'm 38 now. I know I don't look a day over 25, thank you. But I am 38, or as my wife describes it, at best halfway. Because when I was young, because you don't know what you have to be anxious about when you're young, and that's not really how anxiety works. Anxiety just makes you anxious, and then you kind of retroactively go, "Oh, well, this must be about all of the things ever." And when you're young, there's not much. It's literally just, "Oh, do you remember that time you said oopsie daisy?" Right? Oopsie daisy's all you've got when you're a teen. But then you get a little bit older, and what you have to be anxious about is everything. From morning till dusk. And so what used to be just Amber putting you gently to bed is suddenly a bukkake party of anxiety. A bukkake party of anxiety. Where instead of one rubbish member of the DC universe, you've got the entire MCU having a go on you before bed. Just But yeah, I remember when my doctor diagnosed me with anxiety and depression. She said, that is a killer combination. And I said, thanks very much, because I needed the validation. And it's horrible. And it's weird what it does to your brain. It like changes the chemistry of your brain. And, hello. You've come in at just the right time. I'm mad. Welcome. Sums up the last 10 minutes, doesn't it? I think pretty effectively. Yeah. So, I wake up every morning next to a woman that I married 5 years ago. Oh, that normally gets a little cheer. Fuck you as well. Because it surprises people. I think more than anything, they're like, really, you? Really? Really, you? Really? No. Yeah, I've been married for almost 5 years now. And the thing is, because of my weird little brain, every morning of being married to this beautiful, incredible, intelligent, sexy, funny woman, I wake up and I think to myself, what if this is some sort of horrible trick? What if this is a prank that's gone out of hand? I mean, if it is, more for her. I mean, look at what I've done to myself. Look at what I've done to myself. I'm exactly how much food a human man will eat rather than get therapy. I beg the question, if you never feel any better, is it still comfort eating? Let me tell you, it's not. Because misery eating, Whitney, I have nailed. Sadness eating, I'm a champ. Numbness eating, give me that lovely numbing bread. Num, 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 lovely. Love numbness eating, but comfort eating, nary a crumb. And I think it's kind of easy to look at me and like, oh, so what have you got to be anxious and depressed about, posh white boy? Riddle me this. And I get it, right? Like, I've got this voice and I know I'm sorry, it irritates the shit out of me as well. And like, I know I look like I come from a long line of people who only recently discovered that spreading the gene pool doesn't mean fucking a second cousin. But that is not because I'm posh, that's because I'm from Devon. No, but I'm from a rough part of Devon, right? Because I come from a rough part of Devon. I come from the third roughest council estate in Plymouth. It fucking is, and allow me to demonstrate via a tale. So, I'll tell you how rough it is. When I was 6 years old, I saw the sex worker who lived across the street from us stab a man who was dressed as Santa Claus. You're 14, right? Fuck me. Okay. This will be fine. Sex worker lived across the street from us. Stabbed a man who was dressed as Santa Claus in the throat on Christmas Eve. Yeah, it doesn't seem so fucking posh now, does it? What's your I'm no longer allowed to go to midnight mass story? Fuck. Yeah, so I appreciate, I also have a double-barreled surname. Yeah. So, and the double-barreled surname, that screams posh. I get it. It screams old money. But I don't have a double-barreled surname because I'm posh. I have a double-barreled surname because, and I feel like this is going to go very well, I'm a feminist. Yes. Pin the middle anywhere. I do accept cookies. Of course I do. You don't get to this size. You don't get to this size, that gives me a little treat for doing the bend. And a quality biscuit that will go lovely with my numbness bread. Wonderful. Yeah, I am a feminist. I'm lots of different types of ist. I'm what certain members of the right-wing media, I think, would describe as being painfully woke. And to a point, I agree with them. But only so much as that since I turned 30, every moment I'm awake is physical agony. Everything hurts all the time. Like, listen, young people, give me a cheer if you're under 30. Yeah. Okay. You've had a rough time, haven't you? Like, fuck me. Prison was rough on you. Right. Give me a cheer if you're over 30. Oh, we can take the bastard, you know. I think the ones who are under 30, I think we can take them. Yeah, like everything used to be fine. And then I turned 30. And then I now get old people mystery injuries. So you young people, you're still in the cool, sexy young people mystery injuries phase, right? You're still in the you go out after a night or a weekend or a month out. And like, you come back and your left leg's all just a bruise, and you're covered in grass stains, and 90% of your body is carpet burn. And you're like, oh my god, I'm so random. Joffrey! I lost my phone, Joffrey! Was it when I was kissing that guy? Was it when I was kissing that girl? Was it when I was crying on my own in a graveyard? I was a goth as a teen, don't you? We were all very into Buffy. But now I'm in my late 30s, and every time I get a mystery injury now, is a horrifying, depressing, sordid thing. Last year I was sent home from work because I pulled a muscle in my rib trying to hold in a sneeze. Two things. One, I thought I got rid of all the bastards with fat. Turns out no, I hadn't. Second thing, I had to go home to my beautiful, loving wife, who you'll remember I already doubt loves me. And I have to explain to her that Daddy's little soldier got sent home from his desk job because he almost sneezed himself inside fucking out. Right, start of last year, I was walking into town where I live, and halfway into town, I was walking in, and halfway in, I got cramp. I feel a disturbance in the force. As though a million stools were dragged out at the same time. Luckily I hadn't really got into that bit, so we're okay. I was walking into town last year. On my way into town, I got cramp in both legs simultaneously. Oh God, the pity from the young people was unbearable.
Don't go off of that! I think he's
I'd like to put on a little weight and get a good story. And then, at the start of this year, I injured myself for like a week. I couldn't turn my head any further than that to the right. That was it. To the right. That was it. I've got to do a full 360 to show you. I couldn't turn any further than that to the right. To the left, anything you like. It was lovely. Better than Beyonce to the left. That was still down with the kids. Left me, I'll say to the right, that was it. Do you want to know how I did that to myself? Do you want to know what I did to do that to myself? Now I know you're thinking, probably some sort of sporting injury or sex thing. I'll tell you the whole story because we're almost out of time. Whole story is, so I woke up, and that's the end of the story! I am at an age where I can do myself a debilitating injury. Days on end! Because I opened my eyes at the wrong angle. I've reached an age where every time I feel a tingling sensation anywhere in my body, I have to work out, if it's pins and needles, or if it's the start of the cardiac event that will inevitably kill me. And every time I do this bit, my wife worries that I'm not going to make it to the end of the bit. And she's like, that's what I mean by best halfway. Anyway, you're all fucking weird, but you've been an absolute delight. You've been genuinely fucking lovely. Thank you all very much. I'm Joe Taylor Mills. Good night.